Hello, and welcome to this Facebook Live with me, Ali Golding, in association with Autism Connect. Autism Connect, their hashtag is We Believe in Action. And my hashtag is also We Believe in Action. Action for Learning is our hashtag at MovementWorks. I'm Ali Golding, and I'm delighted to share this presentation with you. The presentation will last around 25 minutes, and there'll be some opportunity to have a Q&A at the end. Thank you. Next slide, please. So what is MovementWorks? MovementWorks is a UK registered charity with a unique approach. Our work focuses on the interface between cognitive neuroscience, educational theory, and movement research. The aim of the charity is to create opportunities for children and young people to participate in evidence-based dance movement programs and projects that support their development and learning. Plus, they also improve health and well-being. We work within the education sector from early years through to secondary, and also with community groups that serve disadvantaged and vulnerable children, young people, and adults. Our dance and movement programs are proven to support both neurotypical and neurodivergent individuals at all levels of ability. And of course, today, our focus is why movement works for autism. We are the global lead for autism movement therapy, and I'll be talking about that more specifically a little bit later in the presentation. Thank you. Next slide, please. So I was hoping to share a film just so you can get an idea of the kind of range of work that we do and what it looks like. We'll try and play that film, but if we're not able to, this promotional film is available to watch. It lasts about 3 minutes, and it's available to watch directly from our homepage on the website. If we're not able to share that film right now, as I say, please access it after the presentation directly from our homepage on the website. Next slide, please. So about me, why am I qualified to talk about why movement works for autism? Well, I'm an experienced dance professional. I have a master's in dance movement science. I'm an active researcher, lecturer, and teacher. As well as my master's, I hold a PG certificate, postgraduate certificate in special educational needs, and a BA honours in dance, as well as being a fellow of the international organisation, the Royal Society of Arts. I'm trained to evaluate and teach neurophysical psychology within an educational setting, which means we are able, through our work, to identify at an early stage young children who need additional support, often pre-diagnosis. In addition, I have over 30 years experience as a professional choreographer, which in itself highlights my expertise in the skilled observation of movement. I have written and continue to contribute a number of academic journal articles, which I'll be signposting shortly, and contributing professional perspectives on high-profile national and international platforms. So briefly, as just short examples, I presented at the British College of Occupational Therapists, the Autism Show, which sponsored MovementWorks as a key feature of that event, the National Autistic Society Professional Conference, as well as their International Congress. I've presented at Google in terms of our innovative work, at the Times Educational Supplement SEN show, and several world conferences. I'm also adjunct for New York University's international program associated with NEST, which is New York City's largest public school inclusion program for autistic students, as well as Adelphi University's International Autism Training and Certification Programme, which incidentally we brought to India back in 2018. Next slide, please. So I am the founder of Developmental Dance Movement. Developmental Dance Movement is a fully inclusive program that's suitable for both neurotypical and neurodivergent children from the age of 2 to 8 years. Next slide, please. That has been our flagship program, and it has contributed to the research that we have been leading on, mainly because of the outcomes of projects and research studies that have been associated with that program. Contributing to research and providing evidence-based practice and movement education of the highest quality are the goals of our charity. Through this objective, we focus on improving function and strength-based strategies. We provide empirical quality outcomes that are repeatable. We provide the evidence base along with practical expertise, and we promote best practice and support the continuing professional development of early childhood, mainstream and special education teachers and therapists from other disciplines. Our research involves rigorous scientific inquiry using discipline methods, and as such, we have made impactful contributions across various relevant disciplines, from dance, occupational therapy, art therapy, behavioural sciences, and special education. Next slide, please. So examples of this original published research, the first of which is called Investigating Learning Through Developmental Dance Movement, i.e. our flagship programme, as a kinesthetic tool in the early years foundation stage. At the outset of this project, it was not specifically designed for or intended solely for autistic individuals. However, as a consequence of that study, it was very clear that autistic individuals do particularly well with the programme. And as a consequence of that, our interest and our deeper dive into supporting autistic individuals has become an integral part of our work and our charity. Another example of this is a more recently published study, published in the Journal of Special Educational Needs in 2024, which is entitled Expectations and Experiences of a Dance Programme for Autistic Children. This is a qualitative study of perspectives from parents, teachers, and therapists. All of these are available as open access from our website. You can access the abstracts and the downloadable full PDFs. Thank you. Next slide, please. If you wish to dive deeper into the research, particularly pertaining to our flagship programme, Developmental Dance Movement, there is a TED Talk available. The link is provided. It's entitled Why Movement Works for Learning. And as most TED Talks are, it's about 20 minutes and will literally walk you through the study that I first mentioned on the previous slide. Thank you. Next slide, please. So that leads us to our current research. So we have just presented our current research entitled Creativity, What Does It Mean and How Do We Measure It? At the International Alliance of Academies of Childhood Disability, as part of the European Academy of Childhood Onset Disability in Heidelberg, Germany this year, along with my esteemed colleague, Dr. Dido Green. This is our next stage in developing a validated measurement tool for dance and movement in relation to autism and the way that it's diagnosed as part of the functional framework. Thank you. Next slide, please. So what is developmental dance movement? As well as signposting you to that promo video where you can see some of the work in action, I will briefly describe it now. It's innovative whole body learning. Current research indicates that almost 90% of children of reception age, that's school, beginning school age, have deficits in their physical development. That's 90% of all children, not just children who may eventually be diagnosed as autistic. Findings indicate that inadequate motor skills directly correlate with lower academic attainment. Conversely, an appropriate early intervention is likely to have a positive impact on lifelong learning potential. You may be aware, because of your interest in autism spectrum conditions, that autism is associated with sensory motor processing difficulties. So it makes sense that this would be impactful. Research recommends that these are to be part of the diagnostic assessment. Licari and colleagues published a paper in 2019 advocating that movement should be part of a diagnostic assessment. And colleagues associated with some of the conferences that we have presented our own work published a paper most recently in 2023, Leisman et al., which actually advocates redefining autism as essentially a condition based on underdeveloped and or disconnected movement and cognition. Developmental dance movement as a program is designed specifically for this purpose. The program can be combined with specially developed integrated progress tracks, which assists observational practice, early identification, because we know that if we provide an intervention early, it has the most impactful outcomes. And as well as that, professional development, making the work beneficial for both children and their educators simultaneously. Thank you. Next slide, please. So what do these sessions look like? Well, the sessions last between 35 to 45 minutes, and they are unique in a number of important ways. As I've mentioned, they are scientifically validated and carefully crafted, grounded in research and informed by Montessori pedagogy. And the reason for that is Montessori pedagogy in itself is a pedagogy based on movement, as well as observational practice. Sessions take the form of various dance movement-based games and activities. The work is process rather than performance-led, which nurtures a safe, encouraging and supportive learning environment. The sessions are physiologically sound and fully inclusive. They are also appropriately stimulating a strong foundation for learning. Children are encouraged to practice what we call fundamental physical skills that appropriately stimulate all the senses: visual, oral, tactile, and what I call the hidden senses: vestibular, proprioceptive, and interoceptive. They're fun and informative, and that's part of why they're so impactful. The programme takes into careful consideration both the recreational and educational potential that dance movement has to offer. The sessions closely link with other specific areas of learning, such as early literacy and numeracy. They are enjoyable, whole-body recreational activities, fostering physical, social, and emotional cognitive potential of each and every child, providing multi-sensory learning opportunities that are complementary to differing learning dispositions and needs. Thank you. Next slide, please. So here, once again, is a short film of the developmental dance movement program being delivered to two specific autism early years groups as part of a fully funded project that was funded by BBC Children in Need, which is a very high-profile funder in the UK. Once again, if we are not able to share this film through technical challenges, this film is available on our website under funded projects. So after the presentation, if you want to see what that program looks like, delivered very specifically to autistic children between 2 and 6 years, you can access that film. Thank you. Next slide, please. Our other founding program that we deliver specifically for autistic individuals is called Autism Movement Therapy. Autism Movement Therapy is an empowering published methodology, so there is a book that exists that supports the needs of autistic individuals. It's published by Jessica Kingsley Publishers. Thank you. Next slide, please. Autism Movement Therapy was founded by a colleague of mine called Joanne Lara, who sadly deceased in 2020. Autism Movement Therapy, as I mentioned, is an established, published movement and music methodology for teaching autistic individuals. It offers innovative, energetic, and structured approach that stimulates the brain, aids sensory processing, develops communication and motor skills, and supports challenges associated with autism, all while having fun. This reflects the growing interest and the underlying research that supports the brain-body connection and incorporates helpful support strategies. Autism Movement Therapy, or AMT for short, is an exciting approach which complements other therapeutic techniques for individuals on the autistic spectrum and has them meeting their speech, language, social, academic, and personal goals. Thank you. Next slide, please. So what are the key aspects of autism movement therapy? Brain stimulation. Autism movement therapy stimulates the brain through rhythmic movement and musical activities, promoting better function and improved cognitive development. Once again, this is supported by current ongoing research that supports that there is a disconnect between the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Autism movement therapy helps sort that out. In addition, the sensory processing aspect. It helps individuals on the spectrum to better process and regulate sensory information, leading to greater comfort and stability. It supports communication and motor skills. Autism movement therapy focuses on developing communication abilities, as well as enhancing motor skills through movement and dance. On the surface, these appear disconnected, but when you think about it, articulating sound, making speech is actually at its root movement. It's a structured approach. Autism movement therapy utilizes a structured and energetic approach to create a stimulating, safe and engaging learning environment. So we take away any stress and anxiety connected with what's coming next because of a safe and encouraging structure that individuals can start to feel comfortable with. It's a holistic approach. As I mentioned, it complements other therapeutic interventions such as occupational therapy and speech and language therapy. It's relationship building. Autism movement therapy can also foster stronger connections with others through shared movement and engagement, because dance, by its nature, is a social activity. So we utilize this approach by working in groups to encourage peer-to-peer interaction. And it fosters independence and self-expression. AMT encourages individuals to engage and express themselves through movement, which can be particularly empowering for those who have difficulty communicating verbally. Thank you. Next slide, please. Once again, I'd like to share a parental perspective of how Connor was supported in his development and learning through an autism movement therapy project. This short film is just about a minute and can be accessed once again through our website. Connor's mum, Lucy, explains the difference that attending our MovementWorks Action for Autism program made to Connor. And we can signpost that short film so that you can access it after this presentation. Thank you. Next slide, please. So we have audience joining us from all around the world. We are based in UK. the majority of our interventions and projects happen in London and Greater London. But the good news is you can now access this work through Dance on Demand. Following the pandemic, it forced us to take some of our sessions online. We realised that there was a great need for access to our classes that we could practically and physically meet. And as a result of the great engagement that we had with our groups online, we developed Dance on Demand. This is a superb library of online MovementWorks classes, which help children, young people and adults with and without learning disabilities stay active and healthy, both physically and mentally. We have a wide range of these sessions available from our website for purchase on a 12-month subscription. If you wish to purchase anything after this presentation or found out more about how you can access it for groups, clubs and schools, please contact us. Thank you. Next slide, please. So what is available from our Dance on Demand library? Well, there are current library sessions which include our core programs as mentioned in this presentation. Developmental dance movement, once again for children aged 2 to 7 years, and autism movement therapy, suitable largely for children from 7 years up all the way through to adult. And there are various different variations of each of those sessions available for purchase. Thank you. Next slide, please. And to complement these core programs, there are additional sessions such as rhythm and rhyme, suitable for infants, children from 0 to 3 years old, sensory yoga, once again for early years development, supporting developmental dance movement objectives, and laughter yoga to support health and well-being objectives. And there's more content being added and coming soon. Thank you. Next slide, please. We also have upcoming training opportunities. So on Saturday, the 4th of October, we are delivering our professional development day. So you can dive deeper into some of the aspects that I've been highlighting in this presentation. That happens in London. And then once again in London on Saturday, the 11th and 12th of October, our Stage 1 certification programme in autism movement therapy. It's an intensive 2-day training weekend. And if you are interested in learning more about this, there's a specific page on the website and some international bursaries that you may be eligible for. On Saturday, the 1st and Sunday, the 2nd of November, we will also be delivering that certification programme in Athens. Thank you. Next slide, please. So this is how you contact us. www.movementworks.org. You can email us at info@movementworks.org. Our telephone number is there and available, and our socials on Instagram, X, and of course, Facebook. You can sign up for our newsletters, for updates, and connect with us in any of those number of ways. I'm now delighted to open up the floor for questions and queries. While we're waiting for any questions to come in, there is also a soon-to-be published book entitled Move More and Learn More. This will be published by Columbia Press, and MovementWorks and myself are one of the contributing authors, along with 12, I think it's 12, or could be 13 other authors. And the chapter that we're contributing is once again why movement works for neurotypical and neurodiverse learners. Great question. How do we support teachers and therapists in integrating movement-based learning into their existing practice? We do this in a number of ways. So when we deliver projects whether that's in school or in the community, we always start as a baseline for delivering what we call twilight training. This is usually 2 hours of very specific training, helping anyone who's supporting the children that we're working with to support them through some in-depth knowledge of observational practice and ways in which we would like the children to be supported in the sessions, which may look quite different to how they're supported maybe in other areas of their school day. In addition, as highlighted, we're absolutely passionate about supporting individuals from a variety of different disciplines, such as those mentioned: occupational therapists, speech and language therapists, educators in the mainstream, and special educational needs, to integrate our knowledge into their practice. And that is usually offered, as I say, through our training programs, such as those signposted today. So our intensive 1-day professional development program and our 2-day intensive autism movement therapy program. Another great question. Our research links motor skill development to academic attainment. How can educators apply these findings in everyday classrooms? Once again, we aim on our training programs to support the objectives of doing this through theoretical understanding and then practical application. So all of our training programs involve both elements. So they're not just theoretical knowledge, but they're theoretical knowledge and applied to practice. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Please do feel free to email us or contact us through our socials. We're very, very happy to signpost the films that we weren't able to play today, and we look forward to hearing from you and supporting you with any questions and information that you need.